Yesterday, we learned the difference between you and thou. You was the formal, more polite pronoun. Thou was the informal pronoun, and it was considered the more emotional word because you could either use it to express love and affection to people you cared about, or you could use it to insult someone. So today, we're going to dive into 5 things you need to know about how Shakespeare uses you and thou between romantic partners in his plays. Number 1, yes, romantic partners use the word thou with each other, but usually only when they're talking about their love for each other or expressing special affection. When they shift to other topics of conversation, they also tend to shift back to using the formal you. Now, the exception to this is Romeo and Juliet. They almost exclusively use thou with each other, but that's because, they're just so in love. Number 2, there was a gender gap to the use of the word thou. Men were way more likely to use it than women. For example, in Much Ado About Nothing, Benedick and Claudio use the word thou with each other, but Hero and Beatrice do not. I find this fascinating because, again, thou was considered the more emotional pronoun. Men could use it, but women were expected to be more composed, more in control of their emotions at all times, so they had to be way more selective with when they used it. And honestly, think about today with our world leaders. If you're a man, you can get up in public and wave your arms and scream and curse and get into crazy feuds on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it these days. But if you are a woman, you cannot do that. You have to be more composed. Some things just haven't changed much in 400 years. Number 3, traditionally men were the ones to initiate using the word thou with a woman romantically because it was like making the first move. And go figure, it was considered unladylike for a woman to make the first move. So if you do come across a time where a woman initiates using thou romantically, pay attention because she is being subversive. She is being unladylike. Goneril and Regan do this in King Lear. They initiate using thou with Edmund even though he doesn't reciprocate. Olivia does this with Cesario in Twelfth Night, and Titania does this with Bottom while she's under the love spell in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Number 4, if one character is using you, but the other character is using thou, then pay attention because that means that there is some sort of imbalance to the relationship. It could be a case of unrequited love, like Phoebe and Sylvius and As You Like It, or it could be a relationship in conflict, like the example we saw yesterday with Benedick and Beatrice in Much Ado. And number 5, if characters switch between using you and thou with each other, that means there has been a change in tone or a change in relationship. We're going to get into that in my next video by looking at how the Macbeths use you and thou with each other. So like and follow for part 3, and I'll see you in the next video.